Butterflies, welcome back to my channel Butterfly MUA. I'm Mercedes, I am the face behind Butterfly MUA, and if you're new, remember to hit that subscribe button. If you're not, hi, welcome back. So, the spotty mess is in the room, but that's because I need to try some makeup from primer level. So yeah, you get this glorious face staring at you from the camera. So I won't keep it too long because obviously I want to get rid of this and look half decent for the rest of the video. So I have some makeup today that I'm going to be testing out on camera. Most of it I have used before. So last year I was lucky enough to win a competition with Superdrug and Superdrug PR. They sent me a lot of products from B.by Superdrug and some Misguided Beauty stuff. Now, I did a review on the Misguided Beauty stuff, but the B.by Superdrug, they sent me a few items. Their brushes, they sent me the whole brush collection. They were amazing, and I do love their brushes. So I did a video on that. If I remember, I'll link it down below. But I didn't review the makeup, and that's because I kind of had like a handful of items and not enough to do like a full face of stuff. So I went to my local Superdrug the other day and I was like, do you know what, I really fancy doing a video on the B.by Superdrug because the stuff I have used in my makeup bag I actually quite enjoy. But it's all discounted and there was hardly anything there other than a couple of things, and I said to the girl in Superdrug, I was like, oh, are they rebranding? Are they getting new packaging? Or, and she was like, I don't know. She went, I couldn't tell you. And she went and asked one of the other girls and they were like, oh no, they're just getting rid of it. I don't think they have any plans to bring it back. To which I was really like, oh, because it's a full vegan makeup brand and they actually have some really nice bits. There is one thing in my collection that I'm not overly keen on, and we'll get to that. And there's one thing that I haven't used yet, but most of it I actually really enjoy. So I was a bit sort of, oh okay. I have tried messaging Superdrug. Obviously I'm not a big YouTuber, so they're not gonna think they need to reply back to me very soon. Just asking them if they know what is happening. I have checked out the website, and while it still says, you know, oh, try out B.by Superdrug because it's amazing kind of thing, their stuff is on sale on there as well. Like, you can pick stuff up for like £1.80 or £2.40, stuff like that, whereas usually it was sort of a decent drugstore price. So that's what today's video is going to be. I'm going to be using some of the B.by Superdrug products. Hopefully this will go out in time, so if they are getting rid of the B.by Beauty brand, you might be able to go out last minute and grab some goodies from them that might be worth grabbing and having in your collection that you won't be able to get again. And if they're not and they're just rebranding, then the same still applies. You could still go out and buy this stuff for cheap, knowing that it's going to be rebranded and it'll be probably a bit dearer again. So let's just dive straight in. So a few of the products I was sent when I won this competition. I got a box full of goodies, it was amazing. And a couple of the bits I have actually bought myself because I really enjoyed the brand. But the first thing I need to use, and a bit of dust just flew off. Like, this has not been in dusty storage. My makeup table gets really dusty. I think because we've got quite an old house and we've just had like 10 billion storms in a row. Well, not really 10 billion, but you know, we're probably going to reach the name Z, you know, by the end of the week at the rate we're going. So I think like old house, storms made house shake, dust on makeup table, dusty products. So this one is the pre-makeup primer, and you get 30ml in there, and it just comes in like this grayscale tube. This primer I actually quite like. So once you've unscrewed the lid, it comes out in this sort of applicator, and it's just a clear primer, but it actually really gives me Airbrush Away from number 7 vibes, and it's kind of got that whole silicone-y kind of texture to it. So I'm just going to apply some of this one. I actually really enjoy. I don't know why I try and talk while I'm doing stuff to my face like this, because I can't. But I do really enjoy this type of primer. I like the texture, I like the feel, I like the finish. And I have already applied moisturiser and facial oil, so I don't think I'm just applying it to dry skin or anything. I have got moisturiser on. So that is my primer on. I have to add, it doesn't have a scent, so if you don't like unscented, so if you don't like scented products, that one is quite a good one because it doesn't have a scent to it, so it shouldn't irritate. But yeah, I quite like it, and the days I have worn it, I've been quite happy with how my makeup has stayed on my face. So I'm just going to quickly apply some foundation. I don't have a foundation from them, so I'm just going to use my number 7 one, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I decided to quickly skip ahead and do my foundation and concealer, so hopefully that means I'm not as much of a spotty oik anymore. My eye bags today are horrendous. I don't know why. I think it's the lack of sleep, maybe. Yeah, not sleeping too well at the moment, but that's just life. But the next product I have to try is the B.by Superdrug Sculpt and Highlight Contour Stick. So once upon a time when KKW came out with theirs, I was obsessed, and that was before I had this channel, so I've not used the KKW stuff on this channel, and I actually really enjoyed that. The only thing was you didn't get a lot of product in it, so you used it up really damn quick. So after that, I can't remember which brand I tried, but I did try another one. It wasn't quite the same, so I never went back to like the contour sticks. But this one I received when I won the competition. It came in the box, but I have never used it, so I'm hoping I can remember how to do the whole contoury thing, because I very rarely contour. I'm a school-run mum. I don't have time for that. I barely ever do my eyebrows, let alone contour, so I'm just going to go ahead. So this is like the darker side. Seems quite a nice shade. You get quite a bit of product in there, I suppose. And then this is the highlightery side. So I might actually quickly swatch them on my hand. So this is them swatched. They seem okay. Gonna give it a go. Wish me luck, because I've forgotten how to do it. Oh, okay. So yeah, I look like a crazy person, but let's see if we can blend that out. I mean, I would love to be one of those girls that could contour every day and get it perfect, but no, I'm not. I don't know how it's translating on screen because I can't see it, but I think that's blended in really nicely. I don't like makeup when it looks too harsh, like base makeup on me. I look at other people and I think, oh my god, you look amazing, but when I try and do it, I think I look like a clown. So if this is actually like blended out a lot, then I'm quite happy. It's given me a bit of a sun-kissed glow, I guess. So now I have the highlightery side, and where do I do the highlightery bit? Do I just do it up there where I would put highlighter? Okay, and actually I didn't even like try and contour my nose or anything. Actually, does it? Oh, the shade on this one, it just says Universal 04, so guessing it's universal. Although I don't know how universal this would be on a deeper skin tone. Like, maybe not. so universal. Bit there, because I'm going to end up ruining whatever or doing too much, but so far I think that looks okay. Maybe I didn't need to highlight up on my forehead, but who cares, I have a fringe, it will soon hide itself. So the next product I have, I actually bought myself because I forgot I had the contour sticks, and I was like, oh, I don't have any bronzer from B.by Superdrug, so let's go and try a bronzer from B.by Superdrug. And the only bronzers they had left were like really dark ones, so I found this, which is a sculpt and highlight contour kit. So yeah, extra contour, but to be honest, I have been using this like I would just use a bronzer. So you get like 2 shades in there, like a mattified bronzing brownie shade, and then the highlighter over here. So I'll just see if I can swatch it. So that there is like the bronzery shade. And then I hope you can see it, the highlightery shade. So I don't actually tend to really use the highlighter that's in this one. I have another highlight that I tend to use more. It doesn't come with a mirror, so I'm going to have to put my little I Heart Revolution one there. And this is a B.by Superdrug brush that I got from them. It's like an angled blush brush, but I actually really like it for bronzer, and I've used it so much the number has actually rubbed out, so proves they are good brushes. And I'm probably going to look very bronzed today, so I won't go too heavy, especially since I'm like bronzing over the contour. It was so funny, I was having a conversation with like my best friend the other day, bless her, Claire, and we were like discussing our makeup routines, and she was like, oh, I fancy changing mine up a little bit, I feel like I'm in a bit of a rut, and so we were chatting about that, and then she asked me what my routine was, so I was like, oh yeah, I apply facial oil, then I have a bit of moisturizer, then I have eye cream, then I have primer, then I have foundation, then concealer, then bronzer, then blush, then... And she literally just looked at me in horror, like pure utter horror, and was like, mate, no. She went, all I do is put a bit of concealer on, maybe a bit of mascara and a bit of lipstick and walk out the door. But she's one of those lucky people that she has a really nice skin texture, and like, she very rarely gets breakouts, and like I've got a lot of redness in my skin, so I like foundation to sort of hide that, and she doesn't have any of that. And I was like, you're so lucky. But then she was like, but then you play around with makeup, so you're lucky in that sense. I was like, okay. But yeah, like it just really made me laugh, like how different we are, like how I will apply so many layers and then she's just there like, you absolute menace. So that is some bronzer on. Hopefully it doesn't look too tanned or too orange or anything right now, because I have gone a bit over the top. So again, I'm using another B.by Superdrug brush. This is their highlighter brush. I think it's number 3, could be 333. Again, I've used it so much the number's rubbing off. And I'm going to be using it with their B.by Superdrug Radiance powder. It doesn't have like a shade name. It might have originally, like when it, oh no it does, it's down the bottom by the barcode, 01 Bronzed. So this one I actually think is really cool because it kind of has like a mixture of different highlights put in, and they kind of look a bit like mosaic tile-y. So this one I do like, but it sort of depends on where you put your brush and depending on what colour you end up with. Like if you go too far in the middle, you're going to look very bronzed. If you go more on the outer edge, then you'll get the lightery highlight. But I do have to say, I do really like this highlight formula. It does have a real good like dimension and glow to it, which I do really enjoy. Like I haven't pulled this one out of my makeup bag for quite a while, and then when I did the other day I was like, oh, I forgot how much I like this one. Okay, so that is my highlight on, or radiance powder. I mean, I would definitely say that is a highlight and not like a powder I put all over my face to make it shine and radiant. But you know, other people might, so yeah. Okay, so I probably should have done these before I did the powder products, but I completely forgot that the blushes I have are liquid from these. So these are the B.by Superdrug liquid blush, and I have coral and apricot. So I was actually sent both of these. One of them I kind of bought because when I entered the competition, what it was you watched an online tutorial with an influencer who was using these products, and you paid so much and you got like a goodie box full of a few items, and this one was one of the items. And then this one I was sent when I won the competition. So this one I have actually used quite a lot and I do really like. This one, I don't know why, I just haven't gravitated towards it, so I'm going to swatch them both on my hand. Oh, that was probably a bit too much. So that one is apricot, and then that one is coral. So obviously you can tell there is a bit of a shade difference between them, and I just threw the lid on the floor. I'll grab that in a sec. But these actually, or the darker one, is the one I use the most, and it does actually blend out really nicely. Like obviously that's not blended out. I was just trying to show you what it looks like. I think I'm probably still going to go with the coral shade just because I know that one works for me. The apricot one is nice and I will keep it in my collection and probably use it up once I finished coral. So I have the shade coral. Just going to apply a little bit to my finger and hope that everything else I've done doesn't peel off after. Okay, so I hope that doesn't look too clowny. I'm thinking it is from where I'm looking at, but maybe we'll just try and tone you down a little bit. When I do powder first. Yeah, I'll do powder first. I do have an eyebrow pencil, which, if you know me, I don't always do eyebrows. But I think I use the baking powder first, just because if I get that in my brows afterwards, then it's gonna look rather silly. So this is just their baking powder in the shade Translucent. It is your usual little thing. So I just like to tap a little bit in the lid, maybe a bit more, and take another brush. So this is number 310 from B.by Superdrug, and it is only a little one, but I like this brush. And then just apply where I think I need it. And then after a little while, I will go in with the number 303, another B.by Beauty by Superdrug. You know what I mean, I've been saying it all the video. So yeah, this is just another brush, it's just a larger one, which I like to just go over and get rid of any excess powder. Okay, so next up I have the Beauty by Superdrug brow styler in the shade 03 Brown. Now, if you know me, I hate doing eyebrows. My eyebrows are very light, so I always find that whenever I do my brows, they always look really jarring no matter what I do. Plus, I'm not very good at it. And also, I have one eyebrow that's higher than the other, so I always find when I do brows, I think I just look silly because it looks like I'm doing a kind of thing when I'm really not. So I'm just going to go in with a bit of brow wax. This is just a Revolution one. So the brow styler, one end you get a spoolie, the other end you actually get like the blade. So this is the product. So you get a nice amount in there, although I have been using this for a few weeks, so you probably get a little bit more product in there than what I'm showing you. But yeah, I do like this. So I just use the spoolie to go over the wax. Just try and tidy up my brows. And then I just use like the little blade thing and try and give it a bit of colour. Okay, that's probably the best I'm gonna do because, like I said, I'm not the best at brows. I just try to go in with quite a light hand because I think if I go in too heavy, I just look like a raving loon. I might actually go back in with this contour stick and just use a bit of the highlighty one. Need a bit of brow gel because otherwise I have wolf hairs. Okay, so I just put on a bit of setting spray. So this is actually a W7 one, but you can't see that anymore because it's come off. It's the one where I took the glitter out of to make it better. So obviously I need to move on to eyes. I could have used a setting spray from B.by Superdrug if I hadn't used it all up last year. But the setting spray I did actually really enjoy. It was a really nice one. If I remember rightly, I think the pump was a little bit on the violent side, but the actual setting spray itself was really, really nice. So far I'm liking the way my base is looking. It's probably a bit heavier than how I would normally have it. Like, I normally do foundation and concealer and bronzer and blush, but I don't normally contour and then go over the top with, and I don't normally do brows. So yeah, a bit heavier than what I'm used to. But now I need to do some eyes. So I have just put on some P. Louise eye base. That's just my normal eye base at the moment. So I don't actually have an eyeshadow palette or eyeshadow or anything from B.by Superdrug. So what I'm going to do is use these, the contour kit palette and the radiance powder, because you can do that. Just because it's bronzer or highlighter doesn't mean you can't wear it on your eyes, doesn't mean you can't use makeup for however you see fit. So I'm going to apply the contour kit bronzing powder from this one as like my setting crease shade kind of thing. And I do have my eyeshadow brushes from B.by Superdrug, so I'm going to be using those to apply it. This one is number 404, which is more of a fluffy brush, but it's quite a dense fluffy brush. So I'll just go in with the small mirror again. And all I'm going to do is lightly tap on the bronzier shade. So I've actually done this a few times with this makeup brand. I just used the bronzer and the highlighter as an eyeshadow look. It's quite a quick, nice and easy, simple look. And you know, you don't have to go out and buy all the latest eyeshadow palettes. If you have certain things in your collection, you can always mix and match and use. Like, I do this sometimes, especially like if I'm on a school run but I'm going somewhere after and I just want like a quick, nice and easy eye look that makes me look like I'm done up but not over the top, which I can be. I mean, you've seen me on my way to work, you know, bright pink, blue, green. But sometimes if I just want like a nice, easy yet sophisticated kind of look, I'll quite often just grab my bronzing palettes and my highlighting palettes and mix and match and go from there. And then what I do is like the little highlighty shade in here, just go in with and go up there a little bit. Back in with a bit of the bronzer. And I like doing that as well with the bronzer because where that bronzer is on my cheeks, it kind of marries the look together. So you're ever stuck and you want like a nice neutral eye look, use the bronzer you've just used. So next up I'm going to grab the Radiance powder and I'm just going to use my finger and I'm just going to rub it over a section of the highlight and just gently tap it on. So it's not going to be like a wow, amazing, that's a really vibrant eye look. It's going to be like a subtle, I have makeup on but not too in your face eye look. I mean, you possibly could make it even more vibrant if you really wanted to. You could get your brush, use your setting spray, dampen it down, choose a section of the highlighty palette you don't mind ruining a little bit and applying it that way to make it more vibrant and a bit more in your face and pop a little bit. But if you don't want to do that, you can just use your finger. And then I'm just going to take a smaller brush and just get right into that inner corner. Subtle, neutral eye look. So what I need to do now is apply some mascara. I might even do a little wing of liner, but I don't have those products from this brand, so I'm just going to hop off camera and apply those before we move on to the lipstick. Okay, so this is the finished eye look. I have used my Lady Gaga House Labs eyeliner, and then my mascaras today are the Maybelline Falsies Push Up Angel and the Maybelline The Colossal Curl Bounce Mascara. Both of these are favourites of mine, I absolutely love them. So yeah, the finished eye look, I'm very happy with it. I think it looks sophisticated and not too heavy. It would be like a nice work makeup look, and I have no idea what is going on with my fringe. Needs a trim as usual, and I always get like this weird little patch here which looks like a bald patch, which is really annoying. I don't have one of those full fringes, so yeah, annoying. But speaking of annoying, it is the last product. Probably shouldn't end the video on such a low, because I do actually really like the B brand, but this is a lipstick. So this is in the shade Pillow Talk. So I don't know whether it was meant to be like a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury one. I don't own that, so I can't say whether it is or not. I do like the sleek packaging. So this one I actually bought the other day when I went in there and realised that they were getting rid of a lot of stock, and I grabbed this one. Now underneath, I would say that the sticker to me looks more of like a pinky nude shade, but when I actually wear it, I would say it's more apricot, orangey pink, if that makes any sense. And it's quite a sheer lipstick with quite a sheen to it, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to try it on, but this is not my favourite product from this brand. I actually really enjoy all the other products, but this one, just something about it really gets my goat. Okay, so I've just taken whatever lip, I had like a lip gloss on, just to sort of try and moisten my lips up because they're a bit dry at the moment. So let's go in with this lipstick. So yeah, that is it on. Where's my big mirror so I can actually have a proper look? Okay, so it doesn't actually look like a hair that horrendous. It's just not a tone that I like. For me, like, I think on other people it's a really nice tone, but I don't like it. And I think the sheen in it, it looks too lip glossy, but it's lipstick, but it's, I don't know, it's not, I keep doing like the butthole lip, trying to see. I don't know, it's not horrendous, it's not the worst lipstick I have ever tried in my life. There has definitely been worse, but this one, it's not my favourite formula, it's not my favourite shade. Maybe if I had a different shade I might like it a bit more. I don't know, let me know down in the comments, do you like this lipstick shade? Do you think it suits me, or do you think it is a bit jarring on me? I don't know whether it's because I'm so used to like wearing nudie browns at the moment that maybe it's just throwing me off, but I also find that it's not a very long lasting formula. I tried it the other day and by the time I went to walk out the door I was reapplying it, so it's actually quite like a gloss compared to a normal creamy lipstick. So yeah, not my favourite, but all the other products I have tried from B Beauty or B.by Superdrug, I actually really like. I think the primer is lovely. The contour stick, or sticks, you know, double-ended kind of thing, I actually really enjoyed that. I preferred the contour side to the highlight side. I think I could definitely get away with that as like a bronzer maybe, if I wanted to wear more of a cream bronzer than a powder one. So yeah, I do quite like that. I think it's interesting. The powder contour kit, very nice. I've used it on my eyes and on my cheeks. I really like that. Same with the Radiance powder. I think it has a nice glow to it. It's not too heavy, it's not too sparkly, but it gives a nice glow. The baking powder seemed to do its job okay. I'm not looking too overly powdery, I don't think. I'm still looking quite dewy, which is a nice touch because sometimes when I look too powdery and cakey, it's a bad makeup day. So yeah, I'm actually quite happy with the setting powder. The blushes, obviously I only really tried the coral one, but there's the apricot one as well. I actually really like the texture of those. I like how it blends out. I like the shade as well, like, and the smell. It doesn't really have a smell, but it kind of has a fresh feeling to it. I don't know how to describe it, but it's really nice. And the lipstick, not for me, but it's not the worst I've tried. And the brushes, I still love all of those brushes. So if you are at a Superdrug and you are in there and you see that their B.by Superdrug brand has the sale and there's a few bits left, go and have a look and see what you can grab while you can, because I actually think a lot of their products are amazing. I have really enjoyed them, and if this is the last chance you can get hold of them, then I think it's worth grabbing some while you can. If they are simply just going to rebrand, then maybe it's still worth getting them before they bring out the new packaging, because it's cheap. It's like less than half price, or better than half price. So go ahead. I have obviously messaged them. If I do hear anything from them, I will add a bit onto the back end of this video letting you know what they say. You know, is it still going to be a thing? So yeah, I'll let you know if I hear anything. If I don't, we'll just assume that whatever, we might see it again, we might not. We'll just have to see how it goes. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know, what do you think your favourite product I used today was? Let me know. What was my favourite? I know I really like the primer and the contour stick, and oh, I actually quite like a few, so I can't choose. But yeah, let me know what you think your favourite product would be. So yeah, take care, and I'll see you all in the next one.